Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. We're here. We're back at it again, and we're going to get on into it. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. You know, I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. With that being said, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
Organic herbs and botanicals, skincare and edibles, wellness for body and mind. The Brothers Apothecary. Fine teas and remedies. Ronald Records. From indie gems to classic hits, discover the heart of local music. With live shows all the time, up close and personal, and regular releases on their in-house label. Ronald Records. Supporting the community, one track at a time.
All right, thank y'all so much for watching again. Shout out The Brothers Apothecary and Ronald Records. Make sure to click the link below and go check them out. Guarantee you're going to like it. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. Here is today's guests.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Mike.
And we're
Dismantled.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank y'all so
How's it
much
going?
for joining us.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us on.
Let's get to know each of you individually real quick. Why don't you say, what you do in the band and where you're from, kind of just in general.
I'm Mike. I play guitar, harmonica. I write the songs. Originally, I'm from Missouri, but I live here in good old Vancouver, Washington now.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
He also sings.
Yeah, that thing. Whatever.
I play bass.
Nice. Hey,
That's it.
that's my instrument as well.
Yeah.
I dig that.
I'm working on some lyrics, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I was never big on vocals either, so I get it. But
I don't really sing, but I have all this poetry from my teenage years that I found. And it's one of those things where I'm like 100% sure I didn't know who Pete Wentz was when I wrote it, but I kind of feel like I owe him royalties now.
Fair.
It's real emo.
Pete, if you're watching. Oh yeah. And how'd y'all meet initially? How'd the band come together?
So I used to be coworkers with Mike's girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
And we had reconnected, and I had an extra ticket to a show.
Mm-hmm.
It was the
Linda's, yeah.
Nice.
And so I asked her to go with me very last minute, and she was like, I'm busy that night, but my boyfriend would like to go.
Oh, perfect.
And so we just went to the show. It was super cool. The Lindas are really young, and so a lot of their fans are really young. So
Yeah.
the pit was 50% people our age and 50% like children and families.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, one of the guitarists came down into the pit and taught all the little 8-year-olds how to mosh. It was the coolest thing I've
that's
ever
It was
seen.
great, yeah.
It was phenomenal. Anyway, so we were chatting before the show, and Mike said, well, he's starting, thinking about putting together a band.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a solo project going, but wanted a full band for it. And I said, well, I've never played bass before, but give me a couple months and I can learn.
Hey, that's the way to do it. My first band I was in 2 weeks before I got my bass.
Yeah.
And that was the whole reason. They're like, get a bass and you could be in our band. I was like, perfect.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how it worked, and that wasn't very long ago, actually.
That was in November.
It was in November, yeah. So you've been
Okay,
playing
so
bass.
not even a year ago.
I didn't even get it until I got it on Black Friday week.
Yeah,
Oh, perfperfect.
yeah.
It's a good time to get it.
Then we played a show 2 months after that or something.
End of February.
Yeah,
It was, the last day of February was our first show.
it was.
So 107% of your music playing experience has been
On
in this
stage.
band. Yeah.
Yep. It's
I played violin and
Oh, okay.
flute and stuff in grade school.
Yeah.
Right. So I had music theory. I know the theory and stuff, but
Yeah, the
when I played
rules are
piano
there.
a little bit.
Okay.
And it's fun because violin is actually really similar to bass.
I
It has the same.
I also played violin in elementary school.
same strings.
Yeah.
Just in the opposite order.
Yeah, and a little bit bigger.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit bigger.
little bit.
Just a smidge. And depending on the bass, periodically there are frets.
Yes. I have a neon green Jackson.
Oh, okay.
It's gorgeous.
That's rad. Hell yeah, I dig that.
Yeah.
And then I have a couple questions I check in with everybody on, just kind of for show continuity. So we're going to do these one at a time answers. You can go in whichever order you would like. But this first one, it's one we ask early, it's one we ask often, and it's definitely a crowd favorite. What was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
Mine was Dookie Green Day.
Okay, a classic.
Yep, I bought that
classic.
CD. Yeah, I still love that CD. And yeah, I love that album so much. We actually cover one of the songs Coming Clean sometimes.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
I'm still working on the Longview bass line. I'll get there. I think I want to say mine was Death Cab for Cutie Plans.
Okay.
But that one might have been a gift, so I don't know if it was my own money.
That's okay. It will still count it in this.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, quality first albums for sure.
Oh, yeah. I just got to see Death Cab. They did the Transatlanticism tour. That was amazing.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then subsequently, what was the first live shows y'all ever went to that were like ones you wanted to go to?
Okay, so this was interesting. The first show I saw, I was 14. My parents took my friend Aaron and I down to Springfield, Missouri, and we went to Hooters.
That was the first show you saw?
No.
Hooters?
we went to Hooters because we were excited about going to Hooters, right? We're 14-year-old boys. And then literally we went to the mall. Yeah, that's what, because malls were a big thing back then. We went.
They were relevant.
They were, yeah. So yeah, we went to the mall and we saw this. We're just looking at like Hot Topic or something, and like these like guys like with lip rings and shit like walked up to us and they're like, "Hey man, you want to come see our band play down at the skate park?" And we're like, "Yeah, let's go." Aaron's like, "Yeah, we should go to that." And I told my dad, and my dad's like, "All right, I'll take you guys down there." So yeah, he dropped us off there. And it was this one band, they were called The Setup. I think they were called The Setup.
Huh.
And they were just like they were doing like some kind of hardcore screamo-y stuff. And we watched them do that and we're like, we should do that someday. And that really inspired me a lot, actually. That was really cool. I mean,
That was your first show?
Yeah, that was my first show.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Hell yeah. I mean, hey, they're definitely wild, their first shows.
Well, I've always been like influenced by, I've always loved the just do it yourself, like DIY thing.
Oh, well, you're in the right scene for that.
Yeah, it definitely, and like that's what I do. That's what we do, is the whole like get out there and do it.
Hell yeah.
I mean, and these kids were touring. They were actually like touring, and I'm like, that's
no. I knew the name when you said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good. I was like, that's awesome. And then then him and I ended up playing music together a little after that for a little bit, but.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was the first show.
That's rad. That's rad.
Yep.
Mine was Coldplay.
Okay.
It was 2009. It was the Viva La Vida tour.
Yep.
16.
Yep. Back when he was playing Just a Floor Tom.
I guess. I don't remember a whole lot about it except that it was the week that Michael Jackson died.
Oh, no.
And they covered Billie Jean, which did not work in their style.
I was going to say, I can't imagine that landing.
Yeah. Like, it was a great show. I still have some of the, like, confetti in my scrapbook or something, right? Like, I was 16. I had a great time.
Yeah.
But I do remember even then just being like, I don't think this really works in your style.
No, that's a strange one.
It was a strange pick. Like, I could think of a couple other Michael Jackson songs that they could have covered.
Yeah, it definitely could have done a better job at.
But yeah, it was a great time. It was right up at the Gorge. What's it called? George at the Gorge?
George of the
Amphitheater.
Gorge.
Oh my gosh. I think it is just the Gorge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was up there.
Hell yeah. Well, that's awesome.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
No, I dig that. And it sounds like they were both tantalizing experiences in their own right. Hell yeah. But now let's go ahead and let's get into the band a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're going to get a super easy one out of the way. How'd you pick the name?
So I like the Distillers a lot. And one of my favorite Distillers songs is Dismantle Me. And I'm like, I'm just going to call this project Dismantled. So I started going solo. I've been playing solely for a while. And then I'm like, well, this is kind of boring. I want to put more instruments in here. And that's how I got the name, just from that.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Distillers, for that.
Yeah, shout out to
Thanks, Brody.
Yeah, thanks, Brody.
And let's talk about the writing process. So I imagine, it being a little newer at the bass in general has probably been an interesting new experience for you. But like, how do y'all go about putting tracks together? How do you get like music started?
He writes most of it.
Yeah, I write stuff quite often. I mean, I don't know. I literally, usually how it works is I'll just start strumming some stuff, and then I'll write some lyrics or some, melodies and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes there have been some occasions where I write lyrics first, but the better songs tend to be like just going into it and just writing it right on the spot. Like this morning I wrote a song, and
was that the one you just texted me?
No, that's a different one. that's a riff and something else, but
that was fun. I liked it.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, it's pretty. I have ADHD. I don't know. I just, do stuff all the time. And like, usually the better songs are just right on the spot. I just bust them out just like that. Sometimes I will take some time. Like this new one that we're recording right now, it's called No Way Out. I took a good amount of time on that one. Mm-hmm. It's a little slower, but that'll be out soon. So that's how it works. And then, I'll show Leah the song, and then,
he'll show me like the root notes.
Yeah.
And I'll just like play around with it, and he'll say, yeah, I want it to sound something like this. These are the notes you want. And then once I learn those notes, I can just start kind of playing around with the rhythms or like, intervals, walk downs, that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I dig that. Do you do a lot of walking around on the bass, or are you more like jump from the prime note to the prime note?
A little of both.
Okay.
Like I said, I've only been playing since December. It's now May. That's not even 6 months.
No, not even.
So I'm still kind of figuring out what my style is going to be.
No, totally.
But I really like it, and I'm looking forward to, getting a little more limber.
Yeah.
So that I can do the cooler, like the jumps and the walk arounds. Like I said, I've been working on Longview for like 3 of these months. So
fair, yeah. And I think it's one of those things where over time, it's definitely like as you settle into like a style and sound for the band even, and then like the differences of your own style and playing, like you eventually kind of learn the two avenues and get to kind of blend the both.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm having a really good time just sort of messing around and figuring it out and trying.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
there's definitely like the duality of like, do you learn like by lessons first? Do you learn like in real time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I learned from being in a band first, and I thought that was the more favorable approach.
Oh yeah,
sure. Me too. That was me as well.
Creating music, I think, especially when you go like straight into like writing to learn instead of like learning just like other songs that already exist, it definitely creates this like space for you to have like a more abstract approach to it sooner.
Yeah, and I have a good friend who is in like a bunch of bands. And so he sort of showed me the basics.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just like where to put my hands, what the notes are.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Learning, oh my God, excuse me, sorry. It's been a long day.
Totally.
Learning the like hand placement, I think, goes so much longer.
Oh, yeah.
And like being like, oh, this is a mode. These are the theories. Like, those are important as well. But like good posture, I think, goes a long way for playing your instrument with longevity.
Yeah, there was one time when I was like, I just can't get this one note. I don't know what's going on. And then I shortened the strap by like an inch. And I was like, oh, that was it.
Oh, the low-hanging straps are like the bane of my existence. Like, don't get me wrong. You don't have to be Victor Wooten and have it like all the way up here.
It looks so goofy.
Like, you should do it.
But also, I'm not Billy Joe.
Somebody always told me if you set your strap to where your bass sits when you're sitting, because, half the time when you're playing seated, then when you stand up, your arms don't move. And that's where your muscle memory is strongest.
That makes sense.
So it doesn't look the coolest, but like functionally, it means that whether you go from seated to standing or not, you're going to be playing the same way, which is like the most consistent format. So that's just what I was told. And I definitely tried to adopt that practice for myself.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I think I always end up just playing standing.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess if you're always doing it that way, then you're going to get used to it either way.
Yeah.
When it comes to putting the music together, do y'all have like a certain vibe that you go for? Do you have like kind of like a goal that you're looking for tonally? Or are you just like whatever sticks as long as
whatever sticks? I mean, there's like, yeah, I would say that's the best way. Whatever sticks. I mean, we have like some things we say, like usually it's kind of improv-y. I mean, with the music, it's, I don't know.
Styles?
Yeah. I don't try to do any style really. I don't know. Sometimes I do that, but it doesn't end up working. But like, it's better not to force it, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now, I know y'all are kind of categorized as like punk rock
Yeah.
in the general sense. But nowadays with music being so diverse, there's like so much of everything in everything.
There is, yeah.
How do you like stay true to that like genre? What are some of the elements you look for in your sound to like make sure it accomplishes that?
Like I would say biggest influences for this stuff, like NoFX, Rancid, Bad Religion. There's some emo in there, like Minzingers kinda. The ska stuff. I'll do some ska stuff. Like the Slackers are one of my favorite bands. I love them a lot. But yeah, I would say like Descendants maybe. I think like Descendants might be a bigger influence because I love how goofy they are. And like I like this band. We like this band to be pretty goofy, just have a fun time and not get too serious, really. I think that's a pretty core value, if anything, is just, have fun with it, be as goofy as possible, like talk about my fucking toenail fungus. Like, that's why I can't drink. I don't know, just stuff like that. Like
The very first show we played, I learned 2 songs on stage because we had our set
perfect.
short.
Yeah.
Like,
and then, the guy that hosted, he's like, all right, you guys got 2 more left. I'm like, all right, here we go. We're going to do
okay,
this
so
song.
do that note, and then that note, and then that note, and I'm like, okay.
And then rinse, wash, repeat. Do it backwards for this part.
Yeah. It was a ska song, too, actually.
Oh, okay.
It was. That was pretty sick.
I mean, ska is just punk with horns, right?
No, absolutely not. Don't go there.
No, I just love to say that to anybody for the bit.
For the reaction.
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know how to piss the ska kids off.
Yeah. Yeah, so like he really likes all of those bands that he just mentioned, ska and like 90s punk and stuff like that. I really like early aughts like pop punk and emo. So we just kind of like blend those and
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, because I was fortunate enough to live in southern Missouri at the time when like the hardcore scene was pretty good down there in the early 2000s, and emo was really good and stuff like that. And there were some influences. That was another do-it-yourself type of mentality. Just some kids got up there and just started, doing some breakdowns or whatever. Where like the emo kids just went up there and just started, playing some chords.
shoegazing.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at that, like I was very fortunate that I was a part of that. Actually, that was a really great time.
I'm so jelly.
I mean, those and a lot of those bands are still doing it. Like Taking Back Sunday, they're phenomenal. And
Yeah, I know. I'm going
My
to see
Chemical
them in like
Romance.
2 weeks.
Oh my god!
Oh shit.
Oh my god!
That's gonna be a wild show.
Taking Back Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
playing at Rev Hall, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, that's gonna be a really good show.
Taking Back
Yeah.
Sunday is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like them a
Or I
lot.
can't maybe say anything is at Rev Hall.
Say
They're playing
anything.
like a week
Say
apart.
anything. Yeah.
Well, that's just gonna be a good week then. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got all the quality ones lined up.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I love all that stuff as well. We definitely hardcore vibe on that because we talk about a lot of the times our band practice are talking about My Chemical Romance. Actually,
Sorry.
Hey, I mean, they're an
love 'em.
influential group. Like,
They are.
really defined a lot in their time and then
Yeah.
some.
like really. I mean,
It's so interesting to listen to them because sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you. It's so interesting
worries.
to listen to them because they kind of became the face of like emo and
Yeah.
pop punk, and they're not actually either of those things. Like
No.
they're much more related to like glam rock
Yeah.
or even metal.
They have a notably melodic element to them.
Yeah.
they do. Yeah, absolutely.
Separates them from it.
It's very over the top. It's very like mythological almost.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Because it's funny, you listen to other really big pop punk acts of the time, like Fall Out Boy or Bayside or whatever, and it's like they have these elements that are known of the genre, right?
Yeah.
like the markers of the genre.
Exactly.
But then you listen to My Chemical Romance, and none of those markers are there.
Yeah.
except maybe on their like one single.
Yeah, they're like the one that like they put out before the album came out
Yeah.
to like, make
Yeah.
people pay attention to it. Then you get
Yeah.
the whole album and you're like, huh.
I'm Not Okay, pop punk, like platonic ideal.
Yeah.
The rest of that album is like this weird experimental like glam metal.
Yeah.
So
Damn, that's a cool take on it. I haven't really
Yeah, I mean-
haven't heard anybody really put it that way.
it's interesting. You listen to like Thank You for the Venom is not a pop punk song.
Yeah.
No,
So
dude, Ray is just like shredding all
he's
over
just
that.
shredding. It's insane.
Hell yeah. No, that's a cool take on that. Thank you for sharing that.
For sure.
And now let's talk a little bit about y'all's music, because you got a few songs out on the old Spotify's. And I took a moment to check it out, and I do this bit where I pick out a track, and I went with Living Room.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's very, like, it's relatable. It's a solid track. I love the layered vocals in the chorus. Like, it really grabbed me. And I did want to go with Good Friends, but it was a little too Piano Man for me with all the harmonica.
Yeah.
But y'all, like, you know, kind of how you said it, like, the subject matter, I think, is very, like, no care, but, like, with some kind of intent. Like, there's clearly a design in the decision.
Yeah.
But, you know, what was it? It was the bit at the end of, oh my God, I forgot the name of the third track that's up.
The zombies.
Zombie. My friend turned a zombie.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that track was super fun as well. But I'm curious to know, which is y'all's favorite tracks to perform? And we'll do individual answers for this one.
So mine's probably My Friend Turned Into a Zombie, because I like making the scream at the end. I go, ugh. That's mine.
And you like messing around with the words when
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
whenever you decide somebody else is a zombie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I improv that like crazy.
Hey, that's fun. That probably makes every time people hear it, like, individual to itself.
Yeah, and I wrote it right before Halloween, too. I wrote it in 5 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Because Halloween's my favorite time, but I didn't have any Halloween songs. And I'm like, well, I got to make one.
This is a travesty. You need a Halloween song.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not on any of those recordings. Those came out before I joined the band. But I'm on the next recording that
fun.
we're putting out. That was my first experience recording, and it was really cool.
Nice.
Out of the songs that are out right now, I think I probably like Playing Living Room the best, just because it sounds really cool.
It is a fun track. It is a very fun track.
I like the intervals. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm one of those bassists. I sort of zone out when it comes to the lyrics.
That's fair. Yeah. I like.
Just like feeling the
Yeah,
music.
you're busy. You're busy playing the instrument.
I don't know, man. I just play the bass.
Oh,
What's the song even about?
I've said that too many times. Yeah, no, I get that for sure.
As soon as I joined a band, my friend told me that he started like asking me questions about the band, and I was like, I can be kind of a know-it-all, so I was like trying to explain everything, and he's like, no, you have to just say, I don't know, I just play bass, and I was like, okay, like for the comedy bit.
Yeah,
right?
that's. I mean,
He's like,
yeah.
so when's your next show? And I'm like, oh, it's on the. And he's like, no. I'm like, oh right, I don't know, I just play bass.
Check the Instagram. No, that's. Funny.
I run the Instagram mostly.
Yeah, you do.
Oh well, damn.
Talk to all the people, and I do most of the posting.
Hey,
I suck with that stuff.
Yeah,
that's good balance. I
he's
think
the one who knows all the people. And I'm the one who has like a little bit of social media training.
Fair. I've learned anytime I've like reached out to bands to like talk to them like for the show or for like putting shows together, it's always usually one person. Just like
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's just Phil. Oh, hey Phil, it's me again. And you're like, but when you first reach out to them, you're like, "What's up, guys?
All of y'all,
everybody in the band." And then it's like, nope, just the one. Yeah, no, I dig that.
Oh yeah, no, we
like
share
that,
the
yeah.
Instagram.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, we share it. And that one, the Instagram's a little newer. We like 2 months ago, we decided to make an actual band Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted to have a little hand in it, and
Yeah, no, absolutely.
it was
Yeah.
just through his personal before.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's good. I think it's good to have a band Instagram in general. It's hard
Yeah.
when they're doing like the digital part of the flyer to be like, at this guy.
This random.
But if it's like the band, then it's like people get like, oh, let me check this out. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
There's a link to the stuff.
It is
like,
better, yeah.
It definitely makes it easier to find things.
totally.
sure.
Yeah. And then before y'all go on stage and perform, do you have any like rituals or routines you do as a group to get like psyched up or like ready to go?
Not really. We always open up with this one thing. This one song, it's called Goddamn Mess. And we usually tell a funny story about how fucked up we are doing something stupid. Like, I don't know.
I told a story about how I fell on my face trying to do a 5K
Oh, no.
on the day that I had to play a show with crutches.
Uh-oh.
I'd fallen on my face and like sprained my knee.
Which K were you at when that happened?
I was 1 block into the race.
Oh, no. Ooh.
I was on crutches for 3 days because I finished the race.
Oh, well.
Of course.
I mean, good on you for that, I guess.
But then, yeah, I couldn't walk the next day.
That's pretty punk rock of you.
It was pretty punk rock.
Yeah, I respect that.
It was pretty cool.
We put an open mic night the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on crutches there, and people kept trying to kick my crutches out.
Yeah. What a bunch of jerks.
Oh no.
Gosh. Yeah.
Not very
Yeah.
nice,
We always tell like a funny story about how we messed up somehow, or like, I don't know. Like I tell us I don't know, just funny stories. Like I talk about breaking edge because when I was in the hardcore scene for a little bit in the early 2000s, I was straight edge and all that stuff, and then I broke edge, and my friend's like, "What's wrong with you? I'm a goddamn mess." And then we open up with that,
Yeah, it's a
just
good song.
stuff like that, or oh, I messed up on this song because I'm a just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we just have fun with it. But yeah, that, and then we have this other song about quitting your job, and then we actually both worked at Jimmy John's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's different
terrible.
Jimmy
It's
John's.
terrible. A different
But-
Jimmy John's, a different state.
Yeah, and it's about it. Okay, so the song is called "Take This Fucking Job and Shove It Up Your Ass." Because like the reason I wrote that song is because one, nobody likes working, and two, I like country music a lot. Actually, I really love it, and I like that song "Take This Job and Shove It" by was it Johnny Paycheck, I think, or something.
I'll take your word for it.
Never heard this song.
Oh man, you guys got to listen more country. But I'm a country boy at heart, man. But freaking no, it's a really great song. Check it out. But yeah, I decided to make like a punk rock version, but make it way more vulgar and fast. And then yeah, and then it's
I get to do a sick bass. song.
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
My favorite part of the
Hell
song.
yeah.
Actually. Yeah, because I
Those are the best solos.
they are. I agree. No, they are. I agree. Rancid's like probably my favorite band, and like Matt Freeman just is insane. Like I love bass actually. Like I really like bass a lot.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And we always like to finish with that one because then we can close it off with like, "Go fuck yourself and good night, everyone."
Yeah, 'cause-
Okay.
like we're we definitely have fun with that one a lot. I think the crowd likes that one too because it's easy to sing along with, and then they chant with it, and yeah,
Crowd interaction is one of my favorite parts of live
absolutely.
music. Like
Yeah.
once you get to the point where like people either know your stuff or you've written songs that people can learn so quickly that they'll just know it by the second
Yeah.
chorus. Like
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
you're just like, all right, this is where the magic happens.
Exactly.
And it just makes your music feel so much bigger.
It does.
And I'm a big fan of that in general.
Me too. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And then when it comes to like longevity, like what's coming up next kind of stuff, what are some of the things you're all trying to focus on to like enhance or like progress your sound?
I mean, I'm just trying to learn how to play bass better.
We're thinking about maybe getting open to getting some horn players. Maybe. I have some ideas where to put them in songs that I've written. That's one thing. As far as sound wise, I don't know. I'm trying to get better as well. Learn some more stuff on guitar, do better with harmonica. Play more shows. We definitely want to do that, and like record more. Actually, like we want to because we have a lot of songs. We just haven't got them recorded yet. So that's definitely going to be a big thing. I think we focus on is recording and whatnot.
Yeah, I'd love to record more.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about playing some more shows too.
Oh yeah.
I think in this day and age, it's like it's important to have a handful of work. Like maybe not putting out a song like every Friday. I think that's a little excessive in the world of like stuff. But like especially in in the genre you're maining in, like having an EP available is always a good thing to do. Having something coming out that you can like let
something that people can find. Yeah.
Yeah, like just and a small body of work I think goes a long way because like even if, like it's almost cool to have songs that you don't play live available for like people to kind of experience the like what do you do when you're not on stage of it all.
Yeah.
So that definitely goes a long way, and it's cool that you always have music that you're sitting on.
We have enough for an EP.
Yeah, we have plenty. Like we have like maybe a couple albums actually. Really?
Well, I don't know all of them yet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got a lot of stuff, but yeah, we'll definitely we do want to do an EP. That will probably be the next thing because I mean, actually, I had a pretty funny idea for an EP. I want to call it "Name 3 Songs." To make fun of guys like that, and put 3 songs on it. Just call it "Name 3 Songs."
You got to put the pretentious assholes one on there.
Yeah, because we have a song called "Not Keeping Score" because like it's going after all the elite, like trendy scene kids and stuff, and like that's not what music's about. You know, it's you get out there and have fun and
You get out there and do it.
yeah, you just do it. Yeah, I mean, it's so we wrote a song and the chorus is like, don't want to be a pretentious asshole because like I've dealt with people like that and they're the worst. So yeah.
Oh, that's fun. You should name 4 songs and only have 3.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And everybody's like, wait a second. And you're like, oh, I guess you're not really a fan.
You're not a
You don't know
fan.
about the secret
Poser.
track.
You have to go to the live shows to really experience. You just wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't. You had to
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah.
But definitely that sounds awesome actually. I think we'll probably do that.
We got it now.
I support that. Just give me a shout out.
Give you a little. We'll give you a byline.
Yeah.
Or not a byline. What's it called? Writing.
Whatever that is. Yeah. I'll
Royalty, right?
No, I don't need a royalty. Just hit down in the bottom.
Byline is magazines.
Thanks, JJB.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Now let's go ahead and let's do some hypothetical questions. And for these,
Oh God.
skies are the limits. The questions are all made up, so the answers are allowed to be as well.
Cool.
But this first one, and we'll do individual answers for this. But if the band could play with any other band, the only requirement is the band has to actively be playing right now. Who would you want to share a bill with?
Me personally, who would I share a bill with? Probably Rancid. I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, that would really do it for me. That'd be crazy. Yeah, that's one of the first like. I know Green Day was like the first album I bought, but like the actual like punk band I got into was Rancid. I still love them. I always have a fun time listening to them. That'd be really fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would really be cool.
Okay. This is one of those, reach questions. 'Cause, I don't think our styles would mesh very well, but I feel like mine would be Sleater-Kinney.
Okay.
I really like Sleater-Kinney.
That is a
good.
cool answer. They are a solid band.
They are.
I just got to see them play at the Crystal a couple weeks ago, and I just love women in punk.
Yeah.
Like, I love it when women are rock stars, and they just have such a cool sound. And for a 3-piece, although they do have a couple of touring musicians with them, but they're just incredible.
Yeah.
So that would be the dream. But I don't know if our music style really would mesh with theirs.
I don't think that that's so much a thing as it used to be anymore. There's by the time this come out, it would have been a couple weeks ago, but a friend of mine is going to see Red Hot Chili Peppers later this coming up week in the realm of now time.
Yeah.
And the opener is like an auto-tune like trap dude.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that is a
Carson.
thing now. Yeah.
That is a thing.
Yeah. So it's just like the realms of duality are very spread out.
Yeah.
I keep getting ads for that Red Hot Chili Peppers show because I'm going to a show at that same arena
Oh, yep.
tonight, actually.
Oh, exciting.
Nice.
I'm going to go
You were just going to see everything.
It's
Leah
my
goes
new
to
hobby.
every
I'm
show.
unemployed right
Swear.
now.
Oh, okay. So you have a little bit of free
I
time.
have a little bit of free time. They're not that expensive. I'm going to see Avril Lavigne tonight.
Okay.
jealous.
It's going to be a throwback.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I love Adeline.
I'm curious to know like how many of the classic hits she plays.
It's a greatest hits tour, so
So it's gonna be all of them.
yeah,
It's gonna be all of
it's
them.
going to be all of them.
That's fun. Who's opening?
All Time Low.
Okay.
And this other band called Royal and the Serpent, which I don't know super well, but
I know the name.
they've got a couple of songs out. They went on tour with Fall Out Boy last summer, I think.
Yeah.
Or were they on the MCR tour?
I mean,
It was one of the two.
yeah.
I don't remember which one. But I've actually discovered a lot of really cool bands just by like looking at that first opener on the bill, like the smaller ones who aren't, maybe this is their first stadium tour or
Yeah.
something. And I found a lot of really cool bands that way.
That's every time somebody's like, I'm going to see this band, that's my first question is
Yeah.
opening for
Yeah.
them. Because like that's
Yeah.
you're either gonna get some abstract answer like, Ken Carson opening for Red Hot Chili Peppers, or you're gonna find out about a band that you're like, oh. I was fortunate enough to get to see Glass Animals a little while back.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And it was right after COVID, and I forgot who had been like they didn't put who was opening for them. And so a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I got an extra ticket." So I was like, "Okay, cool." And she's like, "Do you mind if we go and get merch before Glass Animals?" So I was like, "I don't know. What's probably the opener is like some abstract weird."
Yeah.
It was Sad Night Dynamite, and most people don't know who they are,
It's a cool name.
but I am like viscerally aware of who they are. I heard the first two notes, looked her dead in the eyes. I was like, we need to go to our seats right now.
Right now.
I will stand in line for merch during Glass Animals for you. We need to go now.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've discovered a lot of bands by going to shows to see the headliners, and then I sometimes end up liking the openers more. I mean, like, that's how I discovered the Flatliners. I like them a lot.
Hell yeah.
I saw this band I like a lot called Dead to Me, and that was a great show. It was a Flatliners and another band I love called Off With Their Heads. They're really good.
Oh, you sent me those.
Yeah,
I liked Off With Their Heads.
Oh, Off Their Heads are really good. Yeah, they're. I saw them here in Portland not too long ago, but I saw them back in the Midwest a couple of times, and yeah, they're phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Well, we just went to see Bayside too.
Oh yeah,
I bet that was a great show.
Another band we both
And
love.
they had great openers.
Oh god, their openers were insanely good.
It was
Finch and
Armor for Sleep.
Yeah.
I played a show with Armor for Sleep.
Oh really?
That's
They're
rad.
great,
They were great.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic set.
Yeah, they're really good. I like them. I kind of
Top
forgot.
two craziest pits I've ever been.
They kind of like went away for.
Yeah, I forgot they were even a thing, and then I was like, oh, I really liked them a lot. Like I forgot how much I liked that stuff.
Well, I remember. I forget the name of the song. I think it was "I Came Down Here to Tell You," or no, "It Rains in Heaven."
It Rains in Heaven. Yeah.
There we go. The music video for that was awesome.
Oh, it's a bop.
It was
that
such
song,
a fun music video. I mean, it's a super sad song.
Oh, it is.
Super sad song.
Yeah.
The music video was like life changing for me because I was like, whoa, look at them just doing that. Like he's on a roof. On the roof. And then like they're all cruising around in the back of that like car or truck or whatever. Yeah, like man.
Yeah, like it's a great video. Like I like the early 2000s emo videos I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Really. Like
well, it's like it had a bit more like production value.
Yeah.
It's like it was getting bigger.
Like
it was,
D&D, Audrey
still
Hepburn,
very
Fangoria.
it was still very like loose. Like they were allowed to like get creative with
Do
it.
whatever they wanted.
Yeah, like you look at a lot of like Motion City Soundtrack's early videos.
Great.
Even though they were lower budget, like Everything Is All Right, they had like the kids of the people making the show like throwing the stuff during like the boat part. But like it was just so like abstract and loose at the same time, and just like they really got to like portray the message of the song.
That was a big influence for me at the time as well, because I used to watch Fuse TV. I don't know if you did that, but like
That was the Steven one.
Steven's Untitled Rock Show was on it.
Yeah.
I used to watch that all the time because he would have just all the bands on there and interview them, and then they'd play. They just played videos all the time on like all those shows on that station. It was so good.
Yeah,
I only found out about that show like last year.
It's great.
I didn't have a TV as a child.
That's like I didn't quite grow up on like the same stuff on TV as everybody else either.
There straight up wasn't a TV in my house until
That's
I
fair.
graduated high school.
That's fair. Hey, you missed stuff, but you weren't missing much. Like at the time,
I read a lot of books.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's probably much more learned than most of us at that point. Then I watched like exclusively stand-up comedy. That was like
that's good.
And like Saturday morning cartoons for like way too long into my life. But yeah, mostly it was Comedy Central Presents was like
I watched a lot of Comedy Central. Yeah.
No, that was just like kind of my life as a child.
Same here in a way. Like I did the cartoons as well, and a lot of Comedy Central in particular. I watched everything on Comedy Central. Actually, now that I think about it,
For a time, it was like enjoyable. Like it wasn't until like the mid 2000s, like early 2010s, when it really kind of just dropped the ball.
I think that's when I stopped doing it as well. Because like I would say like early 2000 until probably then, actually, until I moved out. I moved out of my mom's house.
I watched Adventure Time in college.
Hey, that was a quality show.
Yeah.
I like Adventure Time.
Yeah, show grew with the viewers.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really enjoyable. It didn't stay a kid's show, but it definitely started as one.
Yeah.
But like he was I forget the name of the guy who made it, but he was just kind of an abstract dude.
Yeah.
And now he has that what's the like weird like semi podcast cartoon that he does now?
I didn't know about that.
No idea.
Yeah, he has this. It's like I think it's Gospel After Midnight. Don't quote me on that. Somebody put the name in the comments.
Nice.
And it's like it's an animated show, but like it's the main guy like having a conversation, like with somebody else, like the whole time. It's like it feels like a podcast, but it is like an animated experience.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's super strange. Like,
Hey, wait, Cartoon Network is the one that used to broadcast college humor sometimes, right? Or is that something?
They did.
No.
That's
My bad. Never mind.
what was that though? It was
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't actually know.
Is it Adult Swim?
yeah, it was Adult Swim, I think. I'm probably wrong.
Adult Swim was Cartoon Network, though,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, it was just the after hours
Right.
version.
Okay, that's
So they had Dropout, or they had College Humor, which is now called Dropout, like rebranded. And they have all these fun game shows that I watch a lot now.
Oh, fun. Hell yeah. No, I dig that.
Yeah, like improv game shows and trivia shows and stuff. I love it. It's all super nerdy and
Oh, no, I don't know why I didn't know it by name, but I do know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Like they have a show called Actually, where they just have nerdy stuff that the host just says something nerdy and then the contestants have to correct him.
Oh, that's
He
fun.
says something incorrect.
Yeah.
Like
gotta
that
check
you
this
say,
out.
actually,
Hell yeah.
it's so fun.
But we've tangented away
Yes,
from
back to
the show
focus.
questions. Let's get back into it. And the original question I'd asked was if you could play with any band.
Yes.
Now, subsequently, who's a local band that you're aware of that you haven't gotten to play with yet, but you would like to?
Oh, I really like this. So Portland, I consider that local. No, this is because
Pacific Northwest.
So
I'm from
I want to play with Star 69. They're a ska band that I like that I found out. Got like a Less Than Jake style kind of. I love that. That stuff's great. I would love to play with them.
Oh, yeah. And what about you?
There's this band that's been getting a lot of attention lately called Non-Binary Girlfriend. And they're kind of like a chill vibes, like I think they call it bedroom punk.
Yeah.
That I really like. And I actually haven't even gotten to see them yet because
The name sounds super familiar. I think
they do a lot of like poster campaigning too. So
Yeah,
you've probably
cool.
seen posters around.
Yeah.
But I really like their sound. And that would be super cool.
Hell yeah. Well, everybody, you know what to do. At them in the comments. Let's see if we can make that one big bill for sure. And then for this next one, this is kind of a loose question, so have fun with it. But if your music could be the soundtrack to any movie, what movie would you pick?
My goodness. What movie?
A zombie movie
Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah. Speaking of which,
or a slasher or something.
so I want my friend turned a zombie be on Scooby Doo. That's what I want. I want it to be on a Scooby Doo movie. Any Scooby Doo movie. That's
Okay.
it. That's my goal. I want to be on. Because I love Scooby Doo. So,
That's a good goal. Yeah. That's a fun one for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I love those really cheesy, goopy slashers.
Okay.
The ones that like are so
Yeah, like so over the top.
Over
like,
the top.
you're slicing the blood just squirts like 1,000 miles.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like the ones where it's really obviously like corn syrup or whatever, like the first original Evil Dead, like that kind of thing, or like
I love that movie.
I just watched Mandy for the first time. Everybody's on acid the whole time. You know, Nicolas Cage is there. It was
I
bizarre.
love Nick.
I was going to say, it's funny how those two statements probably exist more in real life than we realize. Every movie he's in, everybody is on acid for.
Yeah, but this one like explicitly everyone.
Yeah.
That's part of the plot.
Oh, boy.
It was very bloody, but it was fascinating.
I could imagine. I'm definitely curious about this movie now.
Yeah, and everything was kind
It's-
of neon
yeah.
and purple.
Ah,
Yeah.
that explains it.
And they're like out in the woods and there's like a religious cult. It's a whole thing.
Oh, man. Well,
All good stuff.
I was going to say that'd be a fun one to soundtrack for sure.
Oh yeah, but yeah, something like that kind of like
Yeah, that vein of style.
yeah, I don't know, maybe some kids on bikes stuff.
Okay.
I love that. Like I mean, Stranger Things is a pastiche, but that's like the most recognizable
Yeah.
of the genre right now. I really like It, Stephen King.
Okay. No, I dig that for those are all solid answers.
Yeah,
And then to wrap up the hypothetical questions.
for sure.
If you could add one abstract instrument to the band, what would it be?
A baritone sax. I don't know if it's that abstract, but
I
cool,
mean,
though.
that would count.
yeah, I like those. Those are cool.
An oboe.
Okay. So woodwind and brass. Appreciate that.
I used to be a woodwind player, so
So you've already kind of got that.
I love the way oboe sounds. It has this really neat, like, low, clear tone.
Yeah, like oboes and bassoons, I think, kind of have that.
The double reed.
Yeah, they have a different characteristic to them.
Yeah. Or hey, we could take a leaf out of that one band's bow and get a theremin.
Oh yeah.
Oh
We've
man,
played with this band that has a theremin.
They're great.
We've played a couple of shows with this one band that has one, and it's so cool.
It's cool when you do it right, but the time it takes to learn how to do it right is insane. It's such a not obnoxious instrument, but very particular instrument.
Well, it can be obnoxious if you're not hitting it right.
Yeah. It can be an obnoxious experience to the receiving end if you don't know what you're doing, for sure.
They're so cool though.
They do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
They're called A Spherical Banana, I think.
Whoa, that's a fun name.
Yeah.
They're great.
Well, let's add them to the bill. Let's get them on that lineup as well.
No, they're really
They're
good.
super nice too.
They are. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Actually, every band we played with has been really nice. Actually, I mean, like we've always gotten along with pretty much all the bands we played with. We played with a good amount of them. Now that I think about it, like musicians and bands, local bands and stuff.
Mike knows a lot of people, so we get a lot of last minute. Like, hey, you want to fill out this opening bill?
Yeah. Why not?
It's like that. So we're like, yep, let's do it. Let's go ahead and play down at Misfits or whatever.
Those are secretly the fun ones because you don't have to do a lot of promotion for them.
No.
And it's like one of those things where it's like you're going to end up in front of a bunch of people that wouldn't have been a show you would have had at anyways. So it's just being able to be in front of more people, I think, goes a long way.
Oh, definitely.
And, more time to play. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Tragedy.
Yeah. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. What can we look forward to between now and the end of the year?
More recordings, at least an EP, just playing more shows, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Playing more shows. We keep talking about making some live videos.
Yeah, that's another thing.
So
I think that's, especially in the genre, those are kind of the more fun way to go.
yeah.
To a degree, especially in the beginning, I think getting that experience of this is what we are like live, but with just a touch of not
just a little production
quality. Yeah. Like somebody brought one extra light just to make it a little cooler. You're like, all right, cool. I dig that.
Yeah. I've got a really cool space in my basement.
Oh,
we can do some taping.
You do.
Perfect.
That's would be
got
the way
those
to do it.
batik curtains and
Nice. So it's aesthetic.
yeah.
Hell yeah, I dig that.
It's gonna feel like somebody's basement show.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the goal. So
Hey, I dig that for sure.
Yeah.
There's also, what is it? There is a basement that's like a venue space. I think it's, I'm gonna butcher this. I think it's Milk House PDX is what they're called.
check that out.
And they theirs is an actual basement performance space. So
I know there's a basement venue on Belmont.
I don't think it's that per se.
No, because this is
an
a
actual
real
house.
bar.
Yeah.
The Midnight Society, and then they
yep.
have the Six Underground.
Yeah.
And I haven't been there since it was the previous restaurant, but
Well, that's a real place to go to.
pretty cool.
But also, if you're looking for a legitimate basement,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm pretty sure it's Milk House
Basement shows
PDX.
are fun. I actually when
We'll
back
have
in
to check that out.
Yeah, we will. Back in Missouri, I did my old bands I was in. We played basement shows all the time because, in the Midwest, tornadoes are.
I was gonna say, y'all had actual basements that were the run of the whole house almost because they had to fit, enough to survive on in case your house had to free fall on.
Actually, our funnest ones were at this one dude's basement. He actually had some touring bands play down there.
Oh, damn.
That was a blast, actually. Yeah.
It's like the whole DIY scene.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Play until the cops show up or whatever, right?
Yep, play till the cops show up.
Yep, and then have a backup basement to go
Yeah.
play out.
Have another basement to go play. Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah. And then for this next one, go and look straight at your cameras and tell everybody how they can find you.
Go to Instagram. We're Dismantled PDX. We're also on Spotify, YouTube, all those platforms. We got 3 songs: Living Room, My Friend Turned Into a Zombie, Good Friends, Dismantled's the name. That's how you can find us.
That is how you can find us. We'll soon have another song
Yeah.
called No Way Out. That's coming soon.
Yep.
Hell yeah. And then any other plugs, any other shout outs, anybody else you'd like to put on while you're on here?
Thanks for listening to our stuff. Thank you all for the local scene. Thank you for all the open mic people that have been so supportive and whatnot. And thank you for my family. Thank you for friends. And love you all.
Hell yeah. All right. And with that being said, we've got one last question to go. But before we do, I'm going to steal the camera for just a second. As always, y'all, please make sure to like, subscribe, push all the buttons, do all the things. I don't know where they are, but you do, and I trust you. And one more shout out to the Brothers Apothecary and Ronald Records. Make sure to click the link below and go check them out. Guarantee you're going to like them. And with that being said, the final question. And this will be individual answer, and it's entirely up to your interpretation. But what is an album you feel is more on the obscure side? So it's a deep cut. It's one not a lot of people would know, but it's one you think everybody should know.
That's a good question.
So here I am talking about ska. All the ska people know it probably, but probably Red Light by the Slackers. That album is incredible. And you should give it a listen to if you don't listen to much ska. It's great. If you like jazz, blues, anything like that.
Yes.
It's a great album. A lot of horns and all that. Check it out.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how obscure this is. They seem well known in my circle, but I don't think they are outside of it. I got into this band Pink Shift. They're from Maryland, and they put out their first album like a year or two ago. It's called Love Me Forever. And they I think came through town a couple years ago. I got to see them. It was fantastic. And I just picked up the album yesterday at Music Millennium, actually.
Oh, nice. Oh, shout out Music Millennium. I did an audio interview with Terry way back in the day.
Oh, hell yeah.
That one's a lot of fun. But
I really like it there.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Ronald Records before because I live in Portland.
Fair. In all fairness, Ronald's Records is pretty quality.
It's pretty quality.
Yeah.
Them fully.
I love
like
it.
it. Yeah.
But I do live less than a mile away from Music Millennium. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with going to more than one, but definitely if you're in Vancouver,
you're in Vancouver, go here.
Check it out.
You're in Portland.
if you live,
There's a whole bunch of
if you live less than 2 miles away from another one, you can also go to that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I just picked up Love Me Forever by Pink Shift. It's great. It's one of those great, really dynamic records. There's songs to cry to and songs to scream to. So it's got everything you need.
Hell yeah. Well, those are both quality recs. Thank you guys so much.
For sure.
And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get up on out of here. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. And this has been another exciting episode of Jimmy's Jambox. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Leah.
I'm Mike.
And we're signing off. Later, y'all.
That's a wrap.
This is not a podcast. This is a show.
Keep jamming.